Oh my gosh, if I gotta put it here. I'm not gonna want to miss it, so don't touch that button. Stay tuned because this is the most amazing guest I love her. She's such a doll. If you've been to any horror convention, you've seen her, you know her, you love her. She's the cutest, best, funniest lady I think I've ever met. And if you're a horror fan, you know exactly who it is. As soon as you see her face, or as soon as I give you this clue, sleep away. Yep. It's the one with the funny ending that blows everyone's mind. It's super popular right now, so stay tuned. Oh my God. Okay, listen to me. Hi, this is Attorney Michelle Gregory, and welcome to Perpetual Learning, where we're always learning. And today we're doing double duty because we're not just learning, we're also talking about movies. And we had the most amazing guest today, my very, very special guest. She's so beautiful, so smart, so sweet. We've been trying to do this for so long. Oh, what can we do? And look at Bronson. Okay, so Felissarose, everybody.
Aw, I love you. I feel like you and I are like the same woman.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but you're just
I'm a guy. Oh, you were talking to her. I'm sorry.
and our very special what do you call it when someone's like peeking in on the side there? Photo bomber, our video bomber is my good friend and your good friend too. Y'all know Bronson. So hey Bronson.
Hey, gal.
Hey, Bronson.
Hey, lady.
So happy to see both of you. Thank you for having me.
You're so gorgeous.
Awesome, thank
Look
you.
at you. It's early in the morning in
gosh.
California and you look amazing. Stop.
No,
Stop.
if you only knew, no alarm went off today because I drove my daughter to San Diego last night, which is 3 hours there, 3 hours back. Got home at like 2 in the morning. Had to wake up for other kids, take my other two to school. It's always.
That's right. You're a mommy of 3, right?
Yeah. Love it. Best job in production in the world, right?
It's hard work. Yeah. But yeah.
All
right, girl. Well, I know you're in a hurry, so we're going to jump in.
No.
Yeah.
We're good.
You got a big important appointment you got to do today. So everybody loves Sleepaway Camp. And I have to admit, I saw it for the first time at the convention back in the summer. That show is hilarious. It's
She watched it with Tom. She sat with Tom Matthews.
Oh.
Really? Oh yeah, at the amazing show in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Love them.
All right. So girl, how in the world did you get started in this crazy business?
I always say I have an amazing mom. My mom is the greatest woman on the planet. And she was a little bit of a stage mother from New York who was like, oh my God, you should be an actress. And I was singing and dancing like all little girls at like 3 years old. And then a manager came into the dancing school and said, hey, we have a professional audition. And I was like 12 at that time. I had been taking a lot of lessons. And it was for a little horror movie called Sleepaway Camp. And I met the director. And I remember I was wearing blue overalls and I saw him and I loved him. And he was only 24 years old. It was his NYU thesis. He had just graduated. And we hit it off. And next thing I knew, I was at camp filming this little movie that I never thought anyone would see.
Isn't that weird how that happens?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Many.
So, Felissa, when did you realize that it had such a massive following? Around 2016 or so?
Well, in 2001, Fangoria weekends, the weekend of horror that they always put on in New York, had called for the whole cast to come and do a panel. Mm-hmm. So it was myself, the director, and like 10 cast members. And that was 2001. And we were flabbergasted that we were invited because we were like, has anyone heard of this film? And surprisingly, we walked into a standing room only. And we were in shock, and we signed for like 5 hours afterwards. So we all looked at each other and said, I guess a few people had heard of this film. And then it was like the internet, and people made websites dedicated to the film. And to this day, I just want to say this, and I can't reiterate this enough. I'm so grateful. Sleepaway Camp has been fabric of my life. And I cry every time I talk about it, because even though it's a funny, cheesy 80s slasher film, it's been my whole world. And I'm so grateful anyone has seen it.
That's what kind of catapulted your, what do they call it, catapult your career, right? That was your launching pad.
It's all sleepaway camp. I mean, to this day, you know, I know people are like, "Oh, sleepaway camp, that crazy ending," you know.
Yeah.
And
Well, Bronson at the convention, you remember you were saying, you gotta go watch the movie. You're not gonna believe the ending. You gotta go watch. You gotta go watch. I was like, oh, I gotta stay up late.
And Tom
did you know
Matthews
the
had never
ending?
seen it either.
You had never seen it?
No.
Tom Matthews had never seen it.
Oh,
No, I saw it. I rented it on VHS when I was probably 10.
wow.
And then I was
That's
like,
young.
what? Yeah, I was like, what happened?
You're like,
But I
what's
remember,
happening at this camp?
well, I wanted to tell Michelle, me and you met for the first time. I tried to meet you at Texas Frightmare, but your line was 1,000 people.
It always is. Everybody loves her.
But Felissa and I met for the first time in Fayetteville, Arkansas. We were at this odd little convention up there. And that day, and it happened to you during the day, but that night I was having dinner with a friend of yours, Tamara Glenn from Terrifier 2.
Yeah.
And we were all having dinner and drinks, and we all started getting the texts about this virus and everything shutting down. So that was the first time we met.
That was March 2020. So
Yep.
it was like March 1st or 2nd. And we know the world shut down like March 13th. So we were all like, what's happening? Oh, it's all good. Little did we know the world would be turned upside down. Yeah.
We did one more convention the next week, and we were in Branson, Missouri, which is we were at this huge resort. The convention was over at about 4, about 6 o'clock. Me and my wife, I think, were the only people in that entire town. I mean, it was unreal, just walking around this massive resort. And there was nobody there. There was one bartender. One bartender and one girl working the door.
That's wild. Yeah. Oh, you're baby.
Which one is this one?
Miss Tiffany.
She's, oh my gosh, stop. I just got a kitten. So he's walking around somewhere. Isn't it the greatest joy?
Every time me and Michelle do one of these, a cat gets involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love cats, and they always love me. Maybe it's just, you know, I'm singing the bye through the.
Yes. Do you have any animals?
I have 2 cats right now too. Yeah. Well, excuse me. I had 2 cats. One died during COVID. She got really sick, and I have one left at the moment. But I have a child who's like my pet. She's always clinging to mommy. She don't ever go away.
I know. If it were, I love animals so much. I'd have like 1,000 cats, 1,000 dogs. Like they just bring animals home, and they're like, "Look, Mom." I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I love them too, but I'm at that point in life. I'm like, you know, I think I want to not have to babysit and care for something for a little while. Maybe I'll wait another 20 years and get one when I'm like more home.
I have 2 dogs and 7 cats.
Oh,
I
do.
So tell us about these other 150 something movies I read about. My gosh, girl.
You just filmed Cruel Summer 3 in Florida, right?
I just had the greatest time on set. Oh my gosh, look at this baby. I'm in love with. I'm coming over and catnapping. Scott Tepperman is the writer director. Amazing cast and crew with my good friend Santiago Cirillo.
Hiya!
Hiya! He is. If anybody ever needs to pick me up, find Santiago Cirillo on your podcast. Hi, motivation. Hiya! He's a beautiful person.
Wow, awesome.
Yes,
John Dugan is
Santiago
in it.
works harder than anybody.
Well, when will
What's
that be
that?
released? Do you know when that's going to be released?
Hopefully this summer.
Awesome.
They work quickly. I was in and out and had a great time. Yeah.
Can you guys do the return of Sleepaway Camp or something too?
Yes, we did the first Sleepaway Camp, and then a different director, Michael Simpson, went on to do parts 2 and 3 with the beautiful and amazing Pamela Springsteen. I went off to college. I had auditioned for him and sucked, so he he got the beautiful Pamela, Bruce Springsteen's sister.
Oh,
And she was fantastic. It's a more humorous kind of take on a horror movie. It's, dark comedy horror. And then I went on to make Return to Sleepaway Camp 20 years ago with Robert Hiltzik, the original director.
oh.
And some of the original cast was in it. And it's a fun film. I have a great crazy character in that. It's also a surprise.
Oh, another surprise ending.
Another surprise ending.
Well, of course, right.
Well, I'll see you in Atlanta next weekend, right?
I'm so
I'll
jealous.
be with you at Days of the Dead Atlanta, January 26th through the 28th. Whoop, whoop.
Do you remember a couple of years ago in Atlanta, and it was late? I think it was Friday night or Saturday. I don't remember, but we just took over like right by the elevators. Do you remember that? It was like
Yes,
2 of
of
us.
course.
Yeah, we just partied till like 2 a.m. right by the
We
elevator.
did. And everybody was bringing in, like Scott Majeski had. And check out the tattoo part of Days of the Dead. They have a great exhibit festival on the 3rd floor run by our good friend Scott Majeski. And he would come in with a few bottles. Remember that? And we had the best. It was 2021. I haven't been back since then. So I'm thrilled to be attending this show.
It's a great lineup this year. Man, I'll see you at Full Moon this year. Full Moon in Nashville.
Oh, I love Stacy and Ben Dixon, who run the Full Moon Tattoo and Horror Festival, are such beautiful people and run a fantastic show. That lineup is crazy with Bonnie Aarons and Ken Foray and so many wonderful
Barbara Crampton.
guests.
Barbara Crampton will be
Barbara Crampton was just announced, and my good friend Spencer Charnas from Ice Nine Kills. He'll be there.
Wow, I'm jealous.
I know, we need Honey the Mail Girl. I love you.
Honey needs to be in some more movies, so I'll get invited to more shows. That's
Okay, you'll come hang with me. We'll make a movie together.
Let's do it, girl. Absolutely.
We will.
I can do stunts.
Ooh, 3 of us on the same set. Oh my gosh.
It's always about the fun. Like for me, when I work on films, I always say, like, bring your gratitude and your positivity and you're happy.
Yeah.
Because that's what making a movie or TV is about. Yeah.
Yeah. I know one where we want to look around drinking maybe the future.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I feel like some people have mentioned to me, they were like, does Felissa ever go home? I was like, yes. It seems like you're somewhere every weekend.
Trying to schedule her on the show is kind of like, oh, I'm gonna be gone. Oh, I'm like,
I know. I feel so badly. I know. I do come home during the week and I spend all my time doting over my 3 kids, and
Awesome.
but I need that balance. I don't know. I'm sure the 2 of you feel the same. I need that balance, or I don't feel whole. So for me, running around is the perfect.
That makes total sense, because I'm a single mom and I don't have any backup. So for the last 18 years, I've been 100% on 24/7 pretty much. And I'm ready for some balance, some adventure, some more fun. And thank you, Bronson, for always being such a sweetheart, for always encouraging me to do stuff and get out and talking to people. He's been such a help, girl. He just goes talk to people. Y'all need Honey and Girl here. I go, okay.
Well, I told you in 2024, we're definitely going to make a movie together.
All right.
And hang out at more conventions together.
Fun.
We have some plans.
I love it.
We started planning.
I also read that you're a producer. So are you making your own movies too?
I decided like several years ago, as we age, as we get older,
as we refine.
I like that. I would say, like, I'm not like a person who feels like, oh God, I'm a woman, I'm aging. I think we do get better, wiser, stronger. Mm-hmm. I was just telling someone last night, I really feel like as we mature, the roles are better because the roles we're playing are mature women in these movies who are having great lives. So the characters I'm playing are women who've lived and they're wild. But I decided to produce because I felt like I understood what making movies was about, like from beginning to end. And being a mom, I equated to that. It's like you have to put it together. Somebody needs a hug, somebody's asking for money, somebody's cranky. And when you're on set, you're running it. So you're like, okay, we're multitasking, which moms ordinarily do. And I love that feeling. So people would bring me scripts and I'm like, yeah, let's make this, let's do that. And fortunately, knock wood, it's been a beautiful journey and adventure working with dynamite friends. And we've been cranking them out. So we have a lot coming out. And
what are those, some of the titles of the films that you produced?
so I have a movie coming out called Crust, which was written and directed by my best friend, Sean Whalen. He's from People Under the Stairs. Yes. And it has a great cast. Yeah. Danny Roebuck and Alan Ruck from Successions, who was just Emmy nominated. We have a movie called Late Checkout that just came out. Time's Up just came out, but coming from Dark Sky, who put out all the Hatchet movies. A movie called Dark Circles, which is coming soon, which I'm so proud of.
Did Hannah Fierman direct Dark Circles?
Hannah Fierman directed it. She's my girl. And we have a new movie that just came out called Macabre Mountain that Hannah and I are in. And we have a bunch of movies lined up that we're doing together. So I generally work with a lot of the same crew and cast.
In Time's Up, I think I watched that. Was Hannah in that?
Yeah, Hannah's the star of Time's Up.
Okay,
Hannah and Dave. You and
Dave are the police, all right? The sheriffs.
I am a police officer in it with my best friend Dave Sheridan. Yeah, where we come in and we leave. So yeah, it's a beautiful journey. I try to, like I said, have fun on set and work with people I love and adore. And I'm working on a whole bunch of new films now. And it's just,
wow, you're amazing.
You're
amazing. You're amazing. It's my favorite one on the show. You're amazing. And then we have Joe Bob Briggs. Oh, girl, that was so long ago. The young kids are going, I mean, who? What?
Did you just... Everybody loves you. I talk about you to everyone and they're like, oh, did you just have the greatest time?
Oh, yes, I did. It was a great show. I loved it. It was so much fun. And there was talk at one point about bringing me back on the show as a regular guest. And I just pop in and just get here and there. And it looked like it was going to happen. And poof, silence. So I'm like, well, okay, I guess that wasn't meant to be. But hey, I'm ready to do some other stuff. I'm ready to get back off there. Hannah's 18, has her own car in college. I am ready. Rock and roll, girl. Ready to go.
Ready to get out. And you are so, I just have to say this, and everybody tells you, you are so beautiful. Like whole other level. Stunning. It is true.
Okay, we're just going to have a who's prettier contest right now.
No. I'm like, you walk by and it's like, whoa.
Well, if I'm turning heads at 60, I'm just going to say thank you, because who thought that, when you're in the 20s that you still have the opportunity in this day and age to look good and feel good and still have fun.
Is that what your secret is? First of all, you're brilliant. You're so smart and you're so fun. What is your secret? Is your secret?
I love being
fun.
That? But I love being fun all the time, but it's been hard to find that fun person because, like I said earlier, single mom, trying to run your own business, take care of house and kids and cars and everything all on your own. You're always in survival mode and go mode. You know what I'm talking about, and juggling things. You feel like a circus clown most of the time, more than you do a sexy, vampy girl or, the fun party girl or any of that kind of good stuff. So when I come see you two, and y'all are laughing and having fun, and I'm like,
it's good.
Great these people are. I love them, but I just want to I just gravitate. No, I go.
Right. I know we need to go out to dinner and spend more time together. Yeah. But I agree with you in that when people ask me, why do you love the conventions? I mean, it's like going to the family reunion you want to go to. You see people you love. Yeah, you connect from the heart, right, Bronson? Mm-hmm. Like our lives are so interconnected because we all love the genre and we all love being together, and it's the kindest community in the world.
Yes,
Yeah,
I love
and I-
everybody because it doesn't matter what they look like or what they believe in or whatever, but the connection is we all want to be involved with, our favorite movie, and that's what I love.
Well, and you guys are both really genuine. Like, and Felissa, you know this, Michelle, honey, you know this too. Some celebrities, they don't care. They don't want to be there.
Mm.
They want your money. Not a whole lot. But then guys like you, and there's so many others, and we get together, man, the conventions, like me and honey did one in Evansville, Indiana, a few weeks ago, December 9th or 10th. And I'm just itching. I'm itching to go to a convention. Like I can't take it. I can't go more than, my wife hates me for this, but I can't go more than like 2 weeks. And I've got to get back on the road. I love it.
Well, you're
It's
just such a
adventure.
natural. Bronson is such a natural because it's like it feeds his soul. You can see him. He's like walking around like, okay, I'm gonna go talk to people here and go talk to people there, and then he'll come back and go, honey, I just met someone. I want you to meet up. Come on, let's go. Like I'm no heading down the aisle. It's like
I
you
know.
no strangers. It's great.
It's there's a lot of adrenaline. It's euphoric. If you've been to a convention, you really like. I know people who come to my table, they're like, it's my first time. And then they come back to my table like Sunday, they're like, you're right, it's the greatest thing in the world. It's like going to an amusement park. I love roller coasters, and it's that kind of ride. Like you just meet people you love, and you see films you enjoy, and have great conversation. It's beautiful.
You got to go to, did you go to Dollywood in any of your visits to Smoky Mountain?
I can't believe, so funny enough, I was just saying Dave Sheridan is my bestest friend in the whole world. He's my ride or die. And he made a movie called Frank McCluskey, and Dolly Parton was his mom in the movie.
Wow.
So every time we go to Tennessee, he's like, I'm going to reach out to Dolly. We're going to go. And we have yet to do it. So we're going.
Amazing roller coasters.
Well, let us know where you're going. We'll meet you there because I love Tennessee. I love especially Nashville and
love
all that.
Tennessee.
Well, actually, so is it? I may pronounce this wrong. If y'all correct me. Sevierville. Okay, I got a lot. You have to have marbles in your mouth to say it right. My, I think 7th generation great grandfather and 3 other families founded that area. They built the fort. They fought off the Indians. They founded that area. And I went there a couple of years ago and took my daughter, and we were able to find graves and headstones for all of a bunch of my ancestors right there in that area. It was really cool. So that whole my family comes from that Tennessee area. Now they had like 1 million kids, and they all spread out all over the United States, but so we like going down there and going to Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg and all that jazz and hanging out because we just kind of feel connected somehow.
Can I tell you my favorite guilty pleasure about that area? They have mirror mazes. And I love to have a couple of cocktails and go in these mirror mazes and watch little kids injure themselves running into the wall. My favorite thing. I live for that. I love seeing tiny children break their nose. I'm just kidding.
Almost mean.
It is fun.
That's almost mean.
My favorite is the moonshine.
Oh,
there's no moonshine like Tennessee, and we did the moonshine tasting in Gatlinburg. Oh my God, unbelievable! Like so fun. So every time I'm there, it's amazing. I love the Smoky Mountain Fan Fest. My friends Kyle and Ty Chute, you need to go, honey. You need to have you been to that show? Oh, we're changing that today.
All right.
I'll be there this year for Smoky Mountain Terror.
When is it?
So I'll see you 3 times this year.
It's usually like July.
I think it's in June this year.
June? Okay, I'll text them.
Smoky Mountain Fan Fest, and now they're doing Smoky Mountain Terror. So they have 2.
Smoky Mountain Terror is June. Yes, I'll be there.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
We'll get you there, honey.
Yeah.
All right. See, this is why I love you guys. You always care about me. I don't have anybody else care about me. I've got a baby girl who loves me, but it's always, Mommy, do this. Mommy, cook. Mommy, clean. Mommy, take this.
I know. And as mamas, we sometimes need somebody to just
throw something nice for you once in a while. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll come. You guys get me there. I'll be there. Let us
We
know.
will. We will.
But
We
see,
got a
that
lot of
was what I was
plans.
telling Bronson. It's like I need to start doing some acting again because the conventions are like, well, we're not sure you'll be a big enough draw because it's a lot of money to get you here, yada yada yada. And that's why Bronson and Brandy, they're so sweet. They sponsor me sometimes to come, because they see the value in it and they know that the Joe Bob Briggs horrorfilms are going to be there. And I tell you, I meet 1,000 people every time I go somewhere. They're like, oh, or whatever. So Bronson's right. He's such a promoter. He's so great at this. But I think if I were like you and I could start doing some more things and getting some, having fun and that the conventions would see the value in it, like, okay, it's worth me spending some money
Yeah,
on
and you're being on the circuit, doing the shows, you meet a lot of filmmakers, and the more you do it, it's momentum like anything in life. The more you do it, the more, attraction it will take on, and people will see, oh, she's, amazing and wants to work. And that's how it happened for me. Like I just started chatting with people. I also stalk people. Like I love Adam Green and I love Damien Leone, the people who did Hatchet and Terrifier. And I just walked up to them and said, I just love you. And and I'm an actress, so I'll be stalking you. Get the restraining order, They're like, oh boy. Yeah. So yeah, just loving these movies and putting yourself out there.
Well, I love all kinds of movies. I think that's where people get confused because a lot of horror fans, they're diehard horror fans. And, I respect that. That's their thing. Whatever. But I've loved movies since I was a kid, starting out with loving especially movies, and I did a video. And so I like all kinds of movies. So I'll do
Yeah.
it. I'm gonna play the bitch.
Ooh, yeah.
Or
That's the most fun.
Yeah, right. Because when you're 20 and you're blonde, they had me always, and I'm like, I'm so over that. I lived. I don't want to do that anymore. Let's do some real acting here.
Awesome. We're
Tap
doing
into
it.
some real anger.
Yeah, that's really good. That's always the most fun.
Yeah.
Like I said, sinking your teeth into a character that has that depth.
Mhm.
It's been more fun for me. And the more you do it, the more it's second nature and you really get into creating these amazing women on screens.
Well, I've had a couple director, producer types come up to me and say they want me to do something, but then they fade away. Like, I don't guess they're quite organized yet or don't really have a part yet.
Uh-huh.
Finding people that are really committed to, getting the project done is challenging sometimes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, and once you get to do more and more conventions, you'll meet more and more people, and and I don't, and Felissa probably knows this, and for some reason, out of all the fandoms, the horror community seems to be the most tight knit.
Yeah.
And sometimes the most knowledgeable. I know Star Wars fans would probably kill me for saying that, but the horror conventions are just so much more fun. Like I go to bed at 9 o'clock at night. And I come to these horror conventions, I'm up to 2 and 3 in the morning.
If you go to bed at all.
Yeah. And then I sleep for like 2 days.
I go to bed super early and then I go to the conventions and it's like sleep what? Like you don't go to bed at all. Yeah.
Wow. Y'all are cool. I just love it. So what is your favorite role you've ever played? What is your absolute favorite?
That's a great question. I have several. I mean, it's hard to choose because there's so many different facets to the characters and so many different reasons why I love them. I loved playing, like I said, Victor Crowley, the movie Victor Crowley, which is Hatchet 4, because Adam Green, the director, gave me so much to work with. Like I just loved he created a woman that was so fun. I just played this New York publicist. She's like popping pills and there was a lot going on and it was great fun. I did love my character in Return to Sleepaway Camp because, spoiler alert, I play a man. So that was very intriguing and very, interesting.
Yeah.
There's so many, I like drawing a blank because they
I
start
saw
to.
you in something that you were really good in. It was, I forget the name, but it was with Eric Roberts about the camp.
Camp Dread. That was
Yes.
Harrison Smith's movie, and
Yes.
I played a really straight edge Rachel Steele. She so far away from who I am. She was a B movie actress. She had been in a bunch of slasher movies called Summer Camp, and now she was coming back to camp as a psychologist, and she was going to give therapy to a lot of these kids at camp, and it was a lot of fun. I loved that. Was my first movie with him. I've done like 10 with him.
Wow.
And that was a great character. I loved working with Harrison. I did a movie called Zombie Killers, and I played the preacher, and that was a really difficult role for me to figure out how to be authentic and yet really give truth to this woman and her words. So that was fun. And there's been quite a few that I've really just had the pleasure of. I'm so grateful and had the pleasure of being on these sets. I worked with Tommy Faircloth, who I met at Atlanta Days of the Dead. We did A Nun's Curse. We did Family Possessions. He's like one of my favorite directors. So
Wow.
beautiful.
So
I found
Kevin-
out about Nun's Curse because I was walking in Walmart and I was like, Felissarose, but saw it on the thing at Walmart.
Oh,
Saw it
wow.
on the shelf, the DVD shelf at Walmart.
And the person bought it and went home and watched it, right?
Yeah, I watch everything.
That's great.
Do you have a big collection of DVDs, Bronson?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I have a big collection of VHS.
Oh, yeah, I still have a few. Not me.
Where the curses came from.
Don't
I'll bring you
love
some
those
in Atlanta,
purses?
by the
All
way.
right, show us the purse. Where's
Oh,
Sleepaway
I love
Camp.
you.
I'll bring you some. I'll bring you some to Atlanta.
I have a crazy collection of everything right now. Oh, look, here's my baby. Say hi, Nova.
Oh, you
Oh.
got a great kitty
Yeah.
too.
That's my little baby. So we're also like vinyl. This is crazy. You ready?
Ah.
This is nutty.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a collection. They're hard to find,
And-
but they're coming
And
back.
it's also, we also have the same for VHS and Blu-ray DVDs. We have, because we're also supportive, like the
Yeah.
whole industry,
Yeah.
independent horror, go independent horror. And we, have so many amazing friends who've made great films. So we buy and collect, and our whole entire house is covered in,
A lot of independent movies, independent horror films these days are putting out a limited VHS, right?
Yeah.
Really? You can do that?
Awesome.
Oh, wow. Well, I've heard the nostalgia was coming back, and a lot of the young kids, they want that vinyl and they want all that stuff.
Yeah. And truthfully, back to Joe Bob, like he really puts all these amazing horror movies on the map, because when he talks about it, everybody listens, and it's thrilling for
he's
these.
the king. He's the king. That's all it's for.
He is the king.
He is. Yeah.
Love that man so much. Yeah.
Oh, I remember
It's
when I
like
was
he
on
was
the
on
show.
set of every movie.
Huh?
I said it's like Joe Bob was on the set of every movie
Oh.
ever made. He knows
No.
so much about it.
He's the original IMDb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But honey,
he-
what were you gonna say? You
I was
remember
gonna
me?
say, when I used to do the show with him, of course he was married, but I was like, cute, boy. But of course he was always perfect, and he never even flirted with me, not once. Dang it.
Just on camera.
Just like,
No, he never flirted. Well, yeah, that's what. Well, I mean, off camera, in his real self, not the character. The character was obnoxious. Nobody liked it.
everyone loves you.
He's such a cutie. But all right, we got like 5 minutes left. What do y'all want to talk about?
I wanted to mention that my sister is still deathly afraid of you to this day.
Oh no.
Felissa. Yeah.
That's
She-
what yeah.
A couple of years, I kid you not, a couple of years ago, it was a bad storm and somebody was knocking on her door late at night, and I was
Oh, God.
joking. She thought I had paid you to come to Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and knock on her door at 10 o'clock. at night.
Tell her I love her and I'm sorry and I'm nothing like. Nothing like these crazy characters.
Yeah.
No.
Well, hopefully I'll get her to come to one of these things one day and you'll get to meet her.
Oh, she'll love it.
Oh yeah,
The
she will.
reunion she wants to go to. Yep.
Yeah, maybe you can pull some strings, Bronson, and get her up to the front of the line because she'll have to wait an hour to see her. Every time I see you, the line is like zoom, zoom, like. But you guys have so much fun. It's such a blast to come over to the table. I sit over my table and talk to people, and I'm looking over and I'm going, dang, I want to sit next to her next time because they're having fun over there.
Well, I watch, and and like Honey says, I'm hardly ever at my booth, so I kind of watch everything. And I think, Felissa, you get more return traffic from your fans than almost any other celebrity.
Wow. That's so sweet. Thank you. I just, you know what? I always say, like, it's again like going to a family reunion that you want to go to and seeing friends, especially I haven't been to Atlanta in 3 years. I am missing so many people that I can't wait to see and to hug and to chat with and connect. And I think that's what's really important for the human spirit, is to just like be where you feel happy and hug. Like I love hugging everyone, and just you feel good. It's really like, it's just a beautiful scenario being a part of this amazing community.
Yeah.
Truly.
Well, we brought that back in Huntsville last year. We brought the sleepaway camp for Mick Foley from WWE.
I love Nick.
Yeah, and then he was like, "I'm gonna put it on and go meet her." We usually bring him at most shows. We bring Mick 3 or 4 4X shirts, and I try to do it based on who the other celebrities will be there.
I always see him posting. I think recently I saw one. I forget who he was with, like Julie Brown or someone, and he had the shirt on. I was like, "Go Mick!" He's such a sweet soul, such a beautiful person.
Yeah, and crazy. If you've ever seen Hell in the Cell with The Undertaker,
wow,
The Undertaker throws him 20 or 25 feet from the top of that cage down to the ground through that table. They put him on a stretcher, and then he gets off the stretcher, goes right back up to the top of the cage. Undertaker versus Mick Foley, Hell in the Cell. If you've never seen it, it's insane.
All right, we got 2 minutes. Oh my gosh.
So Felissa, where are you going where are you headed? I know Days of the Dead, Atlanta, and what else?
This weekend, I leave tomorrow to go to St. Louis. I'll be at the Alamo Draft House, screening Sleepaway Camp Friday night and Saturday night. I'm excited. I know it's going to be cold, but I'm ready for it. And then Atlanta, Days of the Dead, and then I'll be doing Creep Icon in Ontario, California, February 2nd through the 4th, and Mad Monster Party in Charlotte, North Carolina. And then I get to go to London in about a month. Yeah, so I'm super excited for that show. Some fun ones I always list it on my Instagram, but I'm grateful to meet everyone. I love the two of you. I'm so happy we made this happen. And honey, it's the two of us, 2024.
All right, girl, I'm ready.
I'll be the vice president to your president, the two of us. Woo!
All right, let's do it. I'll
be your private bartender.
Oh, I love that. He always is. Well, it's been so amazing. Thank you so much for being on my show.
Thank you for having me, and have a beautiful day and a beautiful week.
You too. God bless.
Everybody says bye.
Bye.
Hey, girls.
Bye.
Bye, ladies.
See ya.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.